It's Xplode, a Hero Factory villain that's just so amazing. I want to talk about why I love this set in today's video, and I also want to see all the different pieces and parts that come in this set, and how they could then be used to build awesome LEGO creations. And then let's finish off with some revamps of this character. We got an action-packed episode in store for today, so let's go. You know what? There's something special about the original 1.0 wave of Hero Factory villains. This was the early days of this new fandangled theme called Hero Factory. We'd just come off of the death of Bionicle G1, and fans, as well as the LEGO group, they were still trying to figure out what the heck this Hero Factory was. I mean, heck, even the boxes themselves had these little things on the bottom saying, "From the makers of Bionicle characters." Just in case, you picked up the box and you were like, "What the heck is this Hero Factory thing? Back in my day, we had Bionicle." But because this was the early days, it meant that we got a very distinct and rather exciting aesthetic. We had a brilliant blend of Bionicle pieces, like literally every piece that you see on these legs and feet. They all came from Bionicle, and that was mixed in with a healthy dose of new parts like this mask and these shoulder pieces. Oh, and the first wave of Hero Factory brought us so many wonderful recolored Bionicle parts, like the weapon piece that Xplode has. Look at its lovely marbled yellow and red color scheme. This is just a recolored version of the piece that comes on the feet of Cricker, this old Bionicle set. How cool is that? Even if you didn't like Hero Factory and you wanted Bionicle back, at least you got some of those Bionicle pieces returning. That was kind of a nice way to ease us into the world of Hero Factory. Yeah, I feel like early Hero Factory was this nice delicate mix of Bionicle flavor with a new art style and new pieces as well. That aesthetic led to some really phenomenal character design. And then a lot of that went away when we entered the world of CCBS, the character and creature building system. That was present across literally every other wave of Hero Factory. And sure, CCBS is lovely and I have no complaints about it, but these 1.0 villains, they just hit different. I mean, look at the personality of this mask. Look at the spiky design of the shoulders. I love this piece because, it gives off a nice sharp and aggressive villainous design. But the shape and the colors of this part, they look like a literal explosion, which, of course is perfect for someone who's literally called Xplode. I don't know, man. Xplode is just a really cool looking dude. And look, so many other Hero Factory villains that came after this set, they were phenomenal. They were amazing. But Xplode, he just feels in a league of his own. He hits different. Now, I mentioned those new pieces. Well, let's see what pieces we get in this set and how they could be used to build other Bionicle MOCs. Xplode's torso uses this dark red Skrull armor. What a wonderful recolor of this piece. Old mate Crow uses this for their self-MOC, Crow. Slapping this onto the face and using it for some type of mask is kind of awesome. The way that this piece kind of flares up at the top, it looks a bit like a crown. It's very regal and very sophisticated. I like it. Yeah, but at the same time, I guess it also has some kind of villainous vibes. It's dope. I talked about this recolored small blade piece. Well, let's just stop and appreciate these colors. Marbled Lego pieces are just the best. So pretty. If you like marbled parts, you'll love this MOC by Lord Oblivion. It uses a crazy amount of marbled pieces. And then look at this, using two of Xplode's weapon pieces for feet. So funky. I like that the back has some fire stemming out of it so that it looks like the feet are just literally made out of fire and flames. Yeah, the colors are cool, but also just the shape of this. What an original foot design. So clever. And marrying this up with other marbled pieces, like for example, a lot of the pieces that appeared on Hully and Nika. Great thinking. Why not get all your different marbled pieces together and make something pretty similar to this? Let's keep that marbled madness going and talk about these brilliant spiked armor elements. One of the best examples of how to use this has to be Archinto's awesome fiery dragon. See how they've used a lot of these pieces to make up the body and the neck? Not only does this look like dragon scales, but it also helps shape a smooth and organic looking body design. I think it's incredible. Xplode's mask is up next, and I think this is one of those masks that looks really good on villains, but it looks just as good on Bionicles as well. Clockwork Guardian has built a Skakti Knight that uses this mask as a mask. Now, Scacti, they're the same species as the Paraka, and the Paraka, they had these faces with a big old toothy grin. This mask kind of matches the same vibes. It's almost like a modern reinterpretation of those original pieces that we saw on those sets. So you could use this in a Bionicle context and build yourself a different looking Paraka. I think it would be perfect for that. The torso piece that Xplode uses is this part right here. Such a good piece. Max Howell has put this on a mock that's called RF30 Forest Traversal Unit. We see this piece as being used upside down, and it's relatively unarmored. The look of this piece just really fits the aesthetic of this mock. The limbs are very skinny and mechanical looking, and the torso has the same vibe, with all kinds of different exposed pistons and other mechanical goodness. Sometimes you want to go for this stripped down, unarmored look. And thankfully, you got a torso piece like this that looks great with armor and without armor. And finally, we have a fan-loved piece. It's these shin guard elements. Here's two ways that you could use them. KenZi Mox doesn't place them on the shins, but instead they're up here on the knees. I love this. It neatly frames the leg, and it also adds in a little bit of extra armor, aiding the transition from the lower leg into the upper leg. It's a good look. Otherwise, you could use this piece in the same way that Hake Mox has done here on an Exoforce revamp of the great set Grand Titan. We can see these pieces up at the top of the torso. They neatly armor up the mock, and it also helps the transition of the torso into the arms. Great way to use this piece. A little bit outside the box, a little bit different, but it's nice. There you have it, a cheeky look at how to use some of these pieces. Now, let's see a couple revamps of this wonderful set. The All-Seeing Eye has their own take on this character, and I rather like how they've added all these new spikes. Xplode already was a bit of a spiky boy, so why not double down on that and add heaps more? Good choice to use some of these Keytorange spikes. I think these bring out the yellowish tones that were already present in the set, but it turns it up a little bit more. It looks good. If you want some of these Keytorange spikes, they come in a set like Nitroblast. And actually, Nitroblast uses these nice marbled yellow and red fire pieces. You can see them on the weapon here. These pieces are also used on this mock. You can see them up the top. Instead of being fire, they're being used as spikes. Nice part use. Not only does the shape of this match the other spiky armor pieces, but the color scheme matches it too. That's some nice thinking. Stereodited has a different take on this character, and mate, I love this buffed up design. He's got a puffed chest, bigger arms. Dude looks like a more stereotypical cartoon criminal who's very muscular, and they're gonna beat you up if you so much as look at them funny. That body shape, it matches the attitude and the personality that this mask has. It's a good fit. Now, I quite like how the red is all focused towards the top of the body. The way it flows down the chest looks quite nice. The bottom bit here, it's using an armor piece in red that also appeared on Nitroblast. You can see it on his arm and also on his leg. Yeah, all of this concentrated red looks top notch. And this piece here, it perfectly and very gracefully allows the red to transition into black. It's cool. I feel like this revamp captures the same vibes that the original set had, but injects some of the personal touches of the builder themselves. There you have it, folks. The beautiful, dare I say, perfect set, Xplode. Gotta love Hero Factory 1.0. Breakout's pretty good. That might be my favorite wave of Hero Factory, but I don't know. 1.0, it's up there as well. Although all of Hero Factory's pretty good. And all of the mocks that we saw in today's episode, they were pretty good too. If you enjoyed them, take a look at the links in the description below. You'll see more of the builder's work right there. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Happy building, and bye for now.